Welcome to this explainer. We are jumping right in today because we've got the ultimate guide to Capricorn compatibility. We're pulling from the brilliant insights of Hellenistic astrologer Sunil Bugal to figure out exactly what makes the ambitious sea goat tick when it comes to romance. So, here is the million-dollar question for all you Capricorns out there tuning in. Can the Zodiac's most ambitious perfectionist actually find true love? Look, we know you have incredibly high standards. You literally almost never settle. You're not just looking for a fling, you want a lasting, secure, absolute powerhouse of a partnership. You need someone who can match that legendary work ethic of yours. But, can someone who's always focused on the climb find a partner who keeps up without dragging them down? Well, let's find out.
Here is exactly how we're going to break this all down today. First, the Capricorn blueprint. Then we'll look at the best matches, followed by tricky but workable bonds. After that, we'll tackle the toughest challenges. And finally, wrap it all up with ultimate success strategies. It's totally logical, completely systematic, grouping the Zodiac into clear tiers so you know exactly what to expect. All right, let's move right into Section 1, the Capricorn blueprint, understanding the ambitious sea goat.
Let's establish exactly who you are in a relationship. As a Capricorn partner, you are grounded, you are ambitious, and you tackle life with a very meticulous step-by-step process. You value hard work, security, and long-term results over pretty much everything else. Honestly, you treat relationships with the exact same intense scrutiny you'd apply to a massive business merger. And hey, you bring unmatched strength and confidence to the table. You aren't impulsive. You're constantly calculating your moves, weighing risks and rewards just to make sure you come out on top. You are the architect of your own life, right? So naturally, you expect your romantic partnerships to be built on rock-solid ground. Because of that, romance for you isn't just about dramatic declarations of love. Your absolute non-negotiables are honesty, clarity, financial stability, and a deep respect for drive and ambition. Those are your pillars. You absolutely need a partner who gets that intense drive, someone who understands that for you, building a secure financial future is literally an act of love. You don't necessarily need someone bringing you flowers every single day. You need someone bringing a strong work ethic and a solid 5-year plan to the table. Think of this as your ultimate astrological cheat sheet. We've organized the entire Zodiac into 3 distinct tiers based on how they mesh with your grounded energy. You've got your best matches, offering natural alignment and consistency. Then your workable matches, where lasting bonds are totally possible if you share goals. And finally, the challenging matches, which definitely brings some significant hurdles due to fundamentally different priorities. Let's explore each of these so you know exactly how to navigate them. Up first, Section 2, the best matches, smooth sailing with earth and water. Get ready for some smooth sailing because these are the signs where things just naturally click. These 4 are your absolute best bets, offering that consistency you crave so much. Take Taurus, for instance. This match sees eye to eye with you. You both share this deep love for security, and you resolve conflicts through calm, logic-based fact-checking rather than massive emotional outbursts. With Virgo, oh man, you create a true perfectionist power couple. You both speak the exact same language of step-by-step, solution-oriented communication. Then there's Scorpio. They match your incredibly high bar for devotion and completely respect your need for absolute privacy. It's a fiercely loyal bond. And finally, Pisces. This is such a beautiful pairing because they gently balance out your decisive, sometimes solitary nature by offering a safe space for deep emotional exploration. You give them an anchor and they give you a safe harbor. All right, moving on to Section 3, tricky but workable bonds, navigating compromise. Now, when you pair a Capricorn with other natural-born leaders like Aries and Leo, you inevitably hit this one massive, room-clearing question. Who is actually calling the shots? Both of you naturally want to be the boss, and yet that is definitely going to cause some serious sparks to fly. Here's the deal. You approach life like an architect with a blueprint, calculated, structured, completely in control of the process. But Aries and Leo, they're like fireworks. They're impulsive, spontaneous, and they crave the freedom of the spotlight. You are absolutely going to butt heads with these fiery leaders because they want to act on pure instinct without a plan, while you need to calculate every single angle before making a move. But, and this is a big but, if you can clearly communicate about who leads when, say you handle the long-term finances and they handle the social calendar, you can actually build an incredibly dynamic and accomplished team. Now, imagine a totally different kind of friction. You crave the reassuring stability of a solid, well-built bridge, relying on strict rules. Gemini and Sagittarius, they are looking for the constant stimulation of a roller coaster. They thrive on adventurous flexibility and kind of love breaking the rules you work so hard to enforce. At first, you might see them as a bit too chaotic or flaky, but honestly, their fun-loving nature can genuinely lighten up your traditionally serious disposition. If you're willing to loosen up on the judgment just a little bit, you can bridge that gap beautifully and find a real balance between hard work and actual play.
And what about Libra? The mutual attraction here is definitely real, but your core priorities can be worlds apart. You're all about career advancement, financial stability, and making independent decisions to hit your goals. Libra, however, is the ultimate sign of partnership. They want laid-back enjoyment, socializing, and making decisions together as a team. Bridging the gap between your intense heads-down focus on work and their constant desire for outward affection takes serious intentional effort. But there is massive hidden potential here if you can actually learn to clock out of work, and they can learn to respect your hustle.
Okay, let's dive into Section 4, the toughest challenges, uphill battles. First up is Cancer, which is famously one of the most debated matches in all of astrology. You view Care as a secure, impenetrable vault. You show love by achieving goals, providing status, and securing the future. Cancer views Care as a warm, emotional nest. They prioritize consistent verbal and physical romantic reassurance. So while you actually share a remarkably deep loyalty to building a home together, you can easily butt heads because you're literally expressing your commitment in entirely different languages. And that difference leads to a very specific kind of friction. You might look at Cancer and see them as emotionally high maintenance or needy. Meanwhile, Cancer looks at you and feels you're cold and way too focused on work to actually be present. It creates this frustrating, tense dynamic where you both take on competing parenting roles. You're the strict provider, they're the soothing nurturer, but neither of you feels genuinely understood. To make this work, both of you have to completely drop that stubborn desire to always be right. Then we have Aquarius. Listen, if your energy is an immovable brick wall of predictability and expected order, Aquarius is an unpredictable tornado that flat out refuses to be contained. They are the ultimate rebels of the Zodiac. This creates a massive power struggle between your controlling energy that wants security and their rebellious spirit that wants absolute freedom above everything else. Making this match work is a huge uphill battle that requires a ton of fundamental transformation from both sides to succeed. Finally, let's look at Section 5, Ultimate Success Strategies, the Capricorn Resolution. So, how do we make all this work? Here is your Capricorn resolution broken down into 3 actionable steps. Step 1. Be super clear from the very beginning about who is in charge of what. Literally sit down and divide the responsibilities. It completely eliminates power struggles before they even have a chance to start. Step 2. Balance the energy you give to your career with the energy you give to romance. That means actually leaving the laptop closed at dinner. You can't just climb the corporate ladder, you have to invest in your relationship's growth too. Step 3. Prioritize emotional vulnerability. Remember, opening up isn't a weakness. It's absolutely critical for building a deeper connection. Follow these 3 steps and you can navigate any power struggle and secure that stable future you crave. Ultimately, as astrologer Sunil Bogle points out, by understanding how your practical, focused energy interacts with the other signs, you really can build a stable, successful, and deeply fulfilling romantic life. Understanding these fundamental dynamics is a total game changer for an ambitious planner like you because it gives you a roadmap. It takes the guesswork out of romance and replaces it with a real strategy you can actually execute. So we're going to leave you with this question to chew on. Will you apply this practical, grounded wisdom to build the ultimate power couple in your own love life? You've got the tools, you've got the strategy, and we know for sure you have the ambition. It's entirely up to you to take this blueprint and build the lasting connection you absolutely deserve. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer.